here, Citywide Home Mortgage Senior Loan Officer, with a little bit different episode of Mocha's Mortgages and More. And my special guest today is Miriam Olsen. She is a realtor for RE/MAX Premier Realty here in Florida. Welcome, Miriam.
Thank you very much.
And we're just going to share a little bit about what's special about the Villages in real estate. So first, what are some key features or amenities that kind of draws people to the Villages?
Well, I think first and foremost would be the town squares. And here we're sitting at Lake Sumter Town Square, and there's nightly entertainment every single night of the year unless weather does not permit it.
Yeah, that's what drew me down here. I can tell you that.
I think pretty much everyone would say that. And it's awesome. The three town squares, the three original ones, literally it's like a town square. So you've got shops and restaurants that surround the stage where the entertainment is, and it's just so cool to be here, right?
It is.
We've got a radio station. We've got anything and everything here.
Yes, and number of golf courses. Do you know that off the top of your head?
Good Lord, it's over 100.
I heard it was somewhere around 144, but I've never looked it up to know if that's right.
And they keep building, so there's new ones coming up, and so you just never know.
And then, I mean, just about every, I know in the section of the Villages I'm in, just about every few feet there's a pool.
Yes.
A community pool. And so those are always nice. And,
yes.
And maybe we touch on that just a little bit. There's different levels of your membership for that.
Yeah, so everyone has an amenity fee every month that pays for your rec centers, your swimming pools, and all of that. And you've got your neighborhood pool, which are the adult pools. Then you have the rec center pools, and some of them are sports pools, and some of them are family pools. And so you have to be 33 and over to be in an adult pool. Otherwise, you take your family to a family pool. So, but yeah, we've got a ton of rec centers everywhere you look. There's always things to do.
Any good tips for someone thinking about moving here from another state?
Come and visit. Check out all the different areas and all the different vibes. It seems like each village has their own little vibe, and it can be totally different down toward the south as what it is in the northern section. And so really get a good feel for it before you choose to buy.
Yeah, which kind of reminds me back to the squares, right? Because each square is just a little bit different, and you get different vibes from each one. So, exactly. and most of them are not that much further away, at least in this area. I know they're expanding to the south, and those are going to take a little bit longer to get to. From here, which reminds me, the number one transportation here is
golf carts. Yeah. Which, what I love about it is that at least half the people are riding in their golf cart, so it frees up the traffic in the roads. And compared to other areas of Florida that get so congested, we're not quite so congested here.
Yeah, it's really nice. And to expand from that, I mean, they have their own health care here, right?
Absolutely, they do. We've got 2 hospitals here, and every section of the villages have doctor's offices and whatnot. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
In fact, I got signed up this past year, and they require the doctor to spend at least 1 hour with you your first visit. Wow. Which I think is amazing.
Yeah, right.
Who does that? I took a book with me, and I waited in the waiting room. I didn't even get through one sentence before they called me in.
Awesome.
I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
So touch a little bit on how the market is here, because I feel like what could be considered as like the National Association of Realtors predictions aren't necessarily what happens inside the villages. Right. Kind of a bubble, right?
It is a bubble, yeah. It's actually become more of a buyer's market here. And so if you are thinking about moving here, now is a great time because there's a lot to choose from. We have plenty of inventory on the market right now. And, some homes do sell very, very quickly, like the last one that I just closed on, 11 days and I was under contract. But you never know. there are other homes that sit on the market. 90 days actually is an average here, approximately 90 days on the market. So,
Okay.
yeah, and so it's a great time to buy. You can get a good deal.
And there's kind of, I feel like there's some really good times to consider buying here too as well.
Absolutely.
Because you have the snowbirds that this might be their last winter here, and so come March or April could be a huge prime time where there's a lot of homes on the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It kicks in starting 1st of January.
Yeah,
It
right.
does.
Yeah. And there's just about any size house. There's different ranges and price ranges of markets.
Absolutely.
And so there really is an opportunity for just about anybody to find that perfect home here for them.
You could get a little villa for, $250,000 all the way up to multi-million-dollar homes here. Yeah, we have quite the variety.
And then sometimes if you're not familiar with this, so there's a bond in some of the listings will say bond has been paid. Some will say no, there's a bond balance. And I know they're different for each home practically, right? The bond is a little different.
It is a little different. And the way they work it is when the developer develops a certain district, they determine what the cost of the infrastructure will be. And then it's per acre, however many homes are within that particular acre, they split that amount up between. It has nothing to do with the price of your home or how much acreage you have. It's all about how many homes are within an acre. Yeah.
And that can be transferred to the next buyer,
it
correct?
Can be. Now, if a home is sitting on the market for a little while and perhaps the bond, has been half paid off or something, I might suggest to the buyer let's see if we can negotiate that with the seller and get the seller to pay it off. But it also depends on the interest rate because the way they work it is you either pay it all off or you're paying one payment once a year on your taxes, right? And so if your interest rate is like 3 something or whatever, it's more beneficial to you to take on those payments and then take your money and go invest it elsewhere because you could, potentially earn more than what you would pay in the interest.
We almost had a bird join our video here. I don't know if anybody saw that, but it was a beautiful day, and we just wanted to kind of sit in the sun because it was a little chilly earlier, hence the sweaters. But just wanted to share a little bit about the villages with you today, and welcome to sunny Florida. And Sue Moody here again with Citywide Home Mortgage, and that's a wrap.